Did you know there is a literal treasure trove of information about your community, your property, and maybe even your own family history just sitting on local government servers waiting to be accessed? Well, there absolutely is. So let's dive right into this explainer and unlock the vault to your local public records. But right off the bat, I actually need to correct our own title.
See, if you're searching online for Ascension County, you're going to hit a brick wall pretty fast. Why? Because Louisiana doesn't actually have counties, it has parishes. It's a super common stumbling block for beginners. If you don't use the exact right terminology in your search queries, you just won't find the official government portals you need. And that perfectly illustrates our very first treasure hunting tip. To find your documents, you need to search specifically for the Ascension Parish Clerk of Court. Because of Louisiana's incredibly unique French and Spanish civilian legal tradition, the archival lineage here goes deep, like really deep. The clerk's archives hold continuous acts dating all the way back to the 1770s, back when the area was known as the Second Acadian Coast under Spanish Commandant Louis Judas. It's fascinating stuff. So here is our game plan for today. We'll start with a quick introduction to public records, followed by the specific types of court records available. Then we'll get into accessing these records online, exploring some real-world examples and tips, checking out alternative resources, and finally wrapping up with a conclusion and some disclaimers.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Introduction to Records, and the transparency of the Louisiana Public Records Law.
The absolute most crucial thing to understand here is that you have a constitutional right to this information. Under the Louisiana Public Records Law, that's Revised Statute 44-1 if you're keeping track, non-confidential court files are open public records. This means these documents literally belong to you, the public. The whole law is designed to ensure government transparency and accountability. It gives anyone the legal right to freely inspect, copy, or reproduce them. You aren't asking for a favor here, you are exercising your right.
Moving right along to Section 2, Types of Court Records. What exactly is hiding in those archives?
Well, the Ascension Parish Clerk of Court is the official custodian for a massive variety of documents. Whether you're checking on a local property dispute before you buy a home, maybe looking into a deceased relative's succession file, which by the way is what Louisiana calls probate, or just verifying a business contract, the clerk holds the entire life cycle of these cases. You can also pull up criminal records, ranging from simple traffic tickets all the way to serious felonies, plus a whole bunch of land records like mortgages and conveyances.
Okay, Section 3. Accessing records online. Let's look at your digital treasure map.
Now let's talk about how we actually execute this search online for free. The local parish system does charge subscription fees, but you can bypass a lot of this just by using statewide tools. First, you're going to want to start at the eClerks LA or eVault LA statewide portal. Here, you can search the indices totally for free to find your exact case numbers. Next, hop over to a platform called Research LA. Registering a basic account is completely free, and it lets you view the chronological history of the case, meaning every single motion, petition, and order filed. Finally, Step 3 is absolutely critical. Write down the exact document IDs, filing dates, and judicial divisions you need. This precision is exactly what's going to save you money.
It is absolutely vital that you understand the difference between free online indexing and actual document viewing. Look, from your couch at home, you can search the indices and case histories for free. But if you want to download or print a full-page document image remotely, the system is going to charge you, usually around $1 per page. However, if you take those document IDs you just wrote down and physically walk into the courthouse to use their dedicated public computer terminals, you get 100% free access to view the full-page document images across all their databases.
That brings us to Section 4, Real-World Examples and Tips, including navigating jurisdictions and protecting privacy.
Let's ground this all in a real-world scenario by figuring out exactly which court holds the specific case you're looking for, because Ascension Parish has a multi-tiered system. Say you're looking up a minor contract dispute valued at, $15,000. For that, you check the Ascension Parish court records. But if you're researching an estate succession or a major felony, you absolutely have to look at the 23rd Judicial District court records. And for really small issues, like a $3,000 eviction, that goes to the local justice of the peace for that specific ward. Knowing the financial limits of the dispute tells you exactly which database you need to search.
Now here is a highly actionable pro tip from when you're using those statewide portals like eClerks LA. The database search logic is, well, it's very specific. Last names demand an exact match to reduce false positives. If you misspell the last name, you get 0 results. But first names, they use a begins with logic. So if you aren't sure if someone goes by Ed,
Eddie or Edward on official documents, just type ED. Those two little letters will cast a wider net and pull up all the variations for your treasure hunt.
Now, we do have to talk about privacy for a second. Not absolutely everything is public. If you search for adoptions, mental health interdictions, which is just the local term for guardianships over incapacitated individuals, or ongoing criminal investigations, you are going to hit a wall. These are legally sealed from the public by statute. If you try to search for them online, the system will just return a no match for search alert to protect the sensitive nature of these files.
Moving to Section 5, Alternative Resources, specifically federal filings and offline options.
So what if your search takes you outside the local Ascension Parish jurisdiction? For instance, what if you're looking for a federal civil rights lawsuit or a federal criminal prosecution that happened in the parish? Well, those don't go to the local clerk. You'll need to use the federal PACER system for the U.S. District Court for the Middle District of Louisiana. Now, PACER usually charges 10 cents a page, but here's a little secret. They actually waive the fees completely if your quarterly usage is under $30. So, light searching is effectively free.
And please don't forget our offline physical options. If you want to bypass the local online subscription portals entirely and view all those high-resolution document images without paying a single dime, simply walk into either the East Courthouse in Gonzales or the West Courthouse in Donaldsonville. You can use their public terminals completely free of charge during standard business hours. The staff is right there to maintain the records, and it's just an incredible resource if you have your case numbers ready to go.
And finally, Section 6, Conclusion and Disclaimers. Let's wrap up this research journey.
Let's quickly summarize the costs of alternative methods, just in case you don't want to use the free portals or go in person. If you decide to mail a request directly to the clerk of court in Donaldsonville, you must provide a case number. If you don't have one, be prepared to pay a $20 manual search fee per name, plus $1 per page for copies, and $5 if you need an official certified document. That's exactly why we use the free eClerks LA Index first. Finding that case number yourself saves you that $20 fee every single time.
As we wrap things up today, I do need to lay down a few essential boundaries. Please remember, this explainer is strictly for educational purposes. The Ascension Parish Clerk of Court specifically notes that their online databases consist of released records, and they might occasionally contain inaccuracies or omissions. So they really can't be relied upon as the final word in official judicial or real estate proceedings. Always consult a qualified legal professional for official rulings, title searches, or specific legal inquiries.
But by learning how to navigate these systems, from knowing the difference between a parish court and a district court, to using those statewide portals to bypass local fees, you are taking back control of information that rightfully belongs to you. The vault of transparency is officially unlocked, so dive into the history of Ascension Parish. Whether it's for personal curiosity or vital research, what will you uncover in your public records?